The place to look to here for me is 2025. So first, your Seattle Seahawks don't look too great on the surface of it for 2025. We come off 2024 already kind of squeezed for cash, and right now we're with negative $600,000 as far as the books look here. So on the surface, it looks like, whoa, Nelly. Some teams got $128 million and we got $600,000 in space. What is going on? But then we get into a little bit of the details. It's the details of this. It's not what you have as far as your cap flexibility. Can I move here? Can I move there? And I'm not talking about void years here. I'm talking about an ability to, in a lot of ways, what I'm expecting them to do next year is come through and look at these top 4 or 5 deals and take a hard look at them as to whether or not that's going to be what they're going to want to roll within those deals moving forward. Be it maybe a trade, maybe an extension, but a changing of the deal where the cost is able to be lowered so that they can save collectively some more money at the end of the day. Geno moves into a place next year where you can save $13 million. You can save even more, though, when it comes to a conceptual place called the post-June 1st cut for next year. This is a thing we haven't talked about, which is another important part of this. When you release a player and you have to suffer the dead money of the hit, you do have an option of being able to do that to then spread that out by what's called post-June 1st designating them, which is then you have the money hit 2 years. Boom, boom. Spreads out evenly, hits 2 years, but that lowers down then the dead money that you have to take on at that point. And that's where you're able to really kind of increase that flow if you want to do it from that fashion of things. So 2025, Geno Smith saves you $25 million by moving off of him or trading him. You have a DK Metcalf goes into the final year of his deal. He only has, and the 2 places to look at a little bit is maybe that signing bonus there on the side, prorated signing bonus. You got the option bonus on there with him as well. That's the $11 million collectively. That's kind of the bonus you got left going. You have $22 million to save on him on a deal. If you were to move, you only have $7.5 million. Not even the option bonus hits on you because that hits at a certain date. So you're really on the hook for only the 7.5 on that if you were to move that. Tyler Lockett saves $17 million. Draymond Jones, you can save $16.5 million. I'm not expecting Leonard Williams to be in the target line here, but 2 other guys, Uchenna Nwosu, $8 million to be saved there with him, and I think you can also post June 1st him to kind of double those savings. Noah Fant can have $9 million saved on his deal. So in actuality, there is quite a bit of money between that collectively. Obviously, DK would be, you think, hope a contract extension. We'll see where that all ends up standing out at. But, Tyler retirement makes sense. Draymond moving on makes sense. That's $33 million right there. I think Uchenna Nwosu's, even though he's probably even potentially still playing good, I don't know if he's going to be exactly a fit on this defense. We'll see on that. But that's $40 million right there. Geno then with 25. We're at $65 million. Noah Fant, $74 million. If the team wanted to do this, this wouldn't require any voidable years or the Seahawks doing a lot of crazy stuff at that point. This is if John wants to go forward and it determines we'll go this other fashion with it. So again, flexibility is set up really nice for next year. If you look at it as well, who's our major free agent that we got to worry about at this point? Certainly some of those 2022 class guys are going to start after their 3rd year, want to be looking at probably contract extensions. But we don't really have any major free agents that we look at here that are going to be also that we got things to worry about for next season, right? So also a way that maybe John can go a little bit more harder in some of his moves on the outside, not just in free agency, but trading, because of the fact that he's not going to think about the compensatory system, because I don't think there'll be much of a factor within the compensatory system next year. Because I don't think we got a lot of people really due to be free agents on that. So in actuality, the cap situation is not as bad as it might look next year. You could do just a couple of things here with some of these moves, and you'll be perfectly fine to get your order of business done. So a lot of flexibility in the moves they can make. A lot of let's determine where the team is. Is it ready to take that big step forward and start to compete, or is it a matter of now we got to still kind of keep the money good, keep everything right where it needs to be? And the good news on this is when you go to 2026, is that though you might look here at 2025 and go, oh my goodness, we're way down there. We got the flexibility to move around if we need to. Not the worst thing. Niners are below us at 23.8, showing a little bit of where they're at on that scenario. But when we do go to 2026, here's what we come to find. Your Seattle Seahawks are third right now with the cap space into 2026 with $204 million. We're not in bad space. Hopefully this will not be a narrative that has to be pushed out there, and people, I think, are going to just come back here to this year, and look at it and say, oh my gosh, we only got, we're down here at the bottom right now as it stands. And then we go to next year and we're at the bottom right now as it looks. And so I think there's going to be some low-hanging fruit for some people that come out and try to say that we don't actually have space, but we do have space for next year. If you look at it with some of those moves I talked about you're really probably right around between the Packer, Buccaneer, Bronco range of things here in that $60 million range of where you're probably truly at as far as cash that you can go out there and spend for next year, which we're anticipating at that time has got a good chance of being really a year where you truly do try to go for it and engage